going to tell you on this video is a very simple scud pattern. And you just need a scud hook. And really size can range anywhere from 10 to 18. 14, 16 seem to be the most used sizes. You need just a 6 or 8/0 thread depending on the size hook you're tying. Wind the thread back. Down the bend a little bit. We want this fly to have kind of a curved shape to it. And we are going to add a little bit of weight to this fly. This is just a weighted wire. And if you stick with the diameter of weighted wire to about the same diameter as the hook shank, you can. That's usually a pretty good size to use. To get this started, I'm going to just hold on to one end of the lead, lay it across the hook shank, wind it forward, and just kind of weight the middle third of the hook shank. If you have any fingernail at all, you can usually break that off. Just pinch the edges down so it's fairly smooth. And a scud has a pretty narrow body side to side. So I'm actually going to flatten this lead out. My scissors actually allow me to do this. I've got the inside of the handles are flat, so I can just use those. Otherwise, just use a small pair of pliers or something. And flatten it out. It will make it narrow. I'm going to build up just a little bump of thread right behind the lead. And in as few turns as possible, bring the thread up in front of the lead and do the same thing. That will help give my body a little more uniform shape. And it'll hold the lead in place also. Now for the body, and the only other material we need for this fly, we're going to use hairy eye stub. There's other dubbings that you can use that have a hair antron or prism type of a mix to it, but this one looks really nice when it's on the fly. You don't need much. I'm just going to pick a little bit out of there. Blend it up. If you get any pieces that are stuck together like that, just get rid of it.
What's going on, Matt?
How you doing?
Making a video?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to ask a stupid question. I could tell by the camera.
What gave it away? And we're just twisting a very small amount of this dubbing right onto the thread. A little bit at a time. If you use too much, it's not going to want to stick to the thread. It doesn't have to be wound really tight on there. In fact, you want a few fibers kind of sticking off a little bit. And dub about 4 inches of thread. You can use wax if you have a problem with that sticking to the thread. You can use dubbing wax. And we're just going to wind that forward. You don't need to build it up too much. You can make it a little thicker in the middle if you want. I'm using kind of an olive brown color, but grays and tans and in various shades and olives work very well and are pretty common. A lot of people like using the orange colors too, which the scuds will turn pink or orange after they die. And just continue that forward. If you need a little more dubbing, just add a little more. Do your whip finish. Scuds have a lot of little legs and gills on the underside. We're going to pull some of these fibers out down below. the underside of the hook shank. Just fuzz it up. Now, to make the scud back that you see on a lot of patterns, instead of adding anything, what we're going to do is actually take a lighter. If you don't want to hold on to this with your fingers, use a pair of hackle pliers or something and grip just the bottom. And just use the bottom of the flame. That's why I like using this hairy ice stuff. It's got a good mixture of synthetic and natural, so it melts down nice and how I want it to. And you can brush some of that dubbing out a little more on the bottom side. And we'll get a little more, smooth it out a little bit. There you have a very simple way to tie a scud that's very effective.